education policy era. It is an honor to have each and every one of you with us today for this informative and insightful event. Let us begin our proceedings for today with a warm and inspiring welcome address. Now I will invite our director, ma'am, Dr. Nazima, to deliver the welcome address.
Distinguished guests and esteemed colleagues from all the institutions of Vinayaka Mission Research Foundation, a very good morning to you all. I'm deeply honored and delighted to welcome you all to the IQAC webinar series on the topic IQAC in the new National Education Policy era. It is indeed a momentous occasion for us to come together and discuss an incredibly vital aspect of higher education in India. I would like to extend my warmest greetings and heartfelt welcome to our chief guest, Dr. Ravi, the Registrar of Katpagam Academy of Higher Education, Coimbatore. We are immensely grateful to have you here with us today, sir, Dr. Ravi, and we eagerly look forward to your insights. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to our IQAC Director, Dr. Gnanashekhar, who will be delivering the presidential address today. His dedication and commitment to quality assurance in education are truly commendable, and I'm certain that his address will set the tone for an enlightening and engaging discussion. As we gather here today, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment in the history of Indian higher education. The introduction of the new national education policy has ushered in a transformative era, one that places an even greater emphasis on quality, innovation, and holistic development of students. In this context, the role of internal quality assurance cell, I know the leader and the coordinators, everybody in our institution has become increasingly significant. The IQAC plays a crucial role in ensuring that our educational institutions, our university meet the evolving needs of students, adhere to rigorous quality standards and continually enhance their academic offerings. This webinar series, I think it aims to explore the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead as we adapt to the NEP era. It also would provide a platform for educators and all the administrators also like us and experts to exchange ideas, share best practices, and even chart a course towards excellence in higher education. So I think this would actually delve into topics. I hope that it would delve into topics such as curriculum redesign, faculty development, student-centered learning, and the use of technology to enhance the educational experience. I encourage all of you to actively participate in the discussions, ask questions, and contribute to your insights. Your valuable input will not only enrich this webinar series, but also contribute to the overall enhancement of the educational landscape in our university. So once again, I welcome a warm welcome to each and every one of you present here. And I'm confident that this webinar series will be a source of inspiration and knowledge for all of us. So together we can ensure that our university thrive in the new national education policy era and continue to provide the highest education, quality education to our students. Let us now begin the enlightening journey into the realm of IQAC and NEP era. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, raising us with your presence and the tone for this insight.
Ms. Madhu, your voice is breaking and it's also not
Further ado,
here.
now I invite
No, I think you have to come to a place where there is signal.
Madhu ma'am, your voice is breaking. Madhu ma'am, please.
Am I audible now, ma'am?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have signal.
Again breaking.
Yes.
Please come out where signal is there. Still breaking.
Am I
No.
audible
No.
now? No. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am, for gracing us with your presence and for setting the tone for this significant webinar. Without further ado, now I invite Director IQAC VMRF, Professor Dr. P. Gnanasekaran, to share his insights through the presidential address.
Thank you, Madhu. A warm morning to all of you. I'm really happy to see that the School of Arts and Science of VMRFDU is hosting this 32nd quality webinar of the quality webinar series. See, this quality webinar series we started during the pandemic to keep in touch with all the stakeholders of the university and give them insights of what real quality is on the various aspects of educational system. And we ourselves didn't believe that this will come to this level. And now it has become a routine that every alternate Saturdays we have this webinars, and we have seen resource people from across the country. We also had a couple of people from outside the country too, and on plenty of topics which dwell not only on NAC assessment and accreditation, but also outside it, touching upon the quality of higher education. Today's topic specifically looking at the new education era, I would say, education 4.0 rather. The new education policy which enables that every student, be it the school level or the higher education level, should get quality education, irrespective of their status, whatever background they are, either socioeconomic or gender or disability. And it also enables the teachers to use variety of learning techniques and experiments rather than just get stuck with the blackboard teaching methods. And I know technology has really helped us improve and take up various techniques to give the students the learning experience. It also gives the freedom to the student, to choose any subject or stream, whatever it is. The flexibility is there. So that is the beauty of the new education system. So I do hope today's resource person will take us through a nostalgic journey of the new education policy and how it will reflect in the assessment and accreditation process. I also am eagerly waiting for this webinar, and I do hope all of you will take home wonderful information which can be implemented in your institutions. I congratulate the director of the School of Arts and Science and the IQAC coordinator for hosting this webinar. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your thoughts and insights on the importance of the webinar. Now it's time to know the treasure trove of knowledge. Let me invite Dr. Surendran, IQAC coordinator, to introduce our esteemed guest.
Thank you, Madhu. A very good morning, everyone, and welcome to our 32 webinar of the Quality Webinar series. And it's my pleasure to introduce our chief guest, Dr. S. Ravi sir, Registrar, Karpagam Academy of Higher Education, Yechinari, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, India. And sir has completed his UG chemistry in SRKB Arts and Science College, Coimbatore, and University of Madras, and MSc chemistry in Government Arts College, Ooty, and PhD in Government Arts Ooty in the field of chemistry and the field of natural products. Academic and research experience. Sir has hosted manager in research and development at Hindustan Photo Films Manufacturing Company, Udayamandalam. in the period of 92 to 2007, and working as a senior scientist at Arya Vaidya Salaya, Kerala, in the period of 2007 to May 2008. And after that, he just moved to Karpagam University. He's worked as a professor and head at Karpagam Academy of Higher Education in the Department of Chemistry from June 2018 to December.
Surendra has gone out.
Yes, sir. That's what even I felt. Let's wait for just 2 minutes and then we'll take over.
Today is a holiday for you, ma'am.
Yeah, no, sir. It's not a holiday. It's a working day.
Okay, okay.
Only my network, there's a problem with my network issues, and that's why I'm not opening up my video. So. So I would like to go ahead with the biodata of the credentials of the guest today. So he had done his PhD from Government Arts College from from Ooty on chemistry of natural products, and he's got a tremendous experience in the academic and research. So he's also worked as a manager in the R&D, senior scientist. I think he started with a managerial position at the research and development area. He went on to the senior scientist and professor and head of the Katpagam Academy of Higher Education. And today he also worked as a director research, director CHRD, coordinator CDC, director IQAC also. And now he's become I think the registrar of Katpagam Academy of Higher Education. So he's got a lot of funded projects, and he has also worked with a lot of his research specializations are on phytochemistry and synthetic organic chemistry. He started his research work in 1986 and completed PhD in 1991 in the area of chemistry of natural products. And he's been in the ISO 9000 company, and he served as the internal quality auditor also. And in the industry, he's worked for the new product development, process improvement, cost reduction exercise, quality improvement of existing products. He's also worked as head emulsion department, production department for 2 years. He's got a rich experience in the structural elucidation of phytochemicals, organic synthetic products. So I think we can use your thing for our chemistry department, sir. Such a great credentials. So experienced in a lot of techniques I could see from even the HTLC, high performance liquid chromatography, etc. And he's almost handled all the instruments, even to GC and HPLC. So he's worked as a senior scientist and head in the phytochemistry chemistry division in Center for Medicinal Plant Research, Arya Vaidya Shala, Kottakkal, Kerala. And he's got 3 patents. He's been granted with 3 patents. A great applause to you, sir. And he's published almost, I think, 93 journals, and his HI index, if we see, H index is 17 and I-10 index is 36. A great research scientist we have here, and also a great IQAC director we have. So I think we'll have a lot of insights in his session. Let's take it up. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for the brief introduction. In this scholarly gathering, we stand at the threshold of enlightenment now. I have the honor of inviting our distinguished chief guest, Professor Dr. S. Ravi, a registrar of Karpagam Academy Higher Education, to illuminate us with the beacon of knowledge through his keynote address. We welcome you, sir. Over to you.
Good morning to everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Am I audible to you, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's
Yes,
audible.
sir.
Good morning,
Clear
sir.
and loud, sir.
Yeah. So it's my pleasure to be here with you all in this wonderful morning for a virtual session with respect to the quality. So I thank the management, that is Vinayaka Mission Research Foundation, Director IQAC, Dr. Gnanasegar, Dr. Nasima, and Dr. Surendran, and all the faculty members of Vinayaka Mission Research Foundation. So I thank one and all of you for inviting me to this session. And I thank that is for the nice introduction given that is to the audience about me. Friends, we all know few years back, that not few years, thousands of years back, one of our poets, he said, Yadum more yavarum keli. Then round about 150 years back, Swami Vivekananda, in his address in United States of America, said, dear brothers and sisters. And recently, that is few days back, in the G20 presidency, we have told one family, one earth, one family, and one future. So in this context, we feel not only as proud Indian citizens, but also as a proud global citizen. On the other side, that is recently we have launched the Chandrayaan-1, and people usually used to say sky is the limit. Now practically that is we have reached the moon. Now moon becomes our limit. So our rover has landed on the Chandrayaan. Then after that, we have sent Aditya L1, that is for the to know the something about the sun. And after conducting the G20 presidency, the entire world is looking on India. So till now, that is the world, the developed countries, they thought that is India is a low-cost center, and they ask, that is they give us employment and other things. Now they started thinking about that is India is a innovation hub. So this being the case, yes, being that is, we are already economically in the 5th position, and we are striving to come to the 3rd position. So naturally, that is, we have to grow a lot, and the expectations of the world has to be fulfilled. So in this context, education plays a vital role, and IQAC, that is in Vinayaka Mission, that is, I congratulate the people. Of course, IQAC is every day, everybody's business, and it is every day that is one has to work. And looking into that, that is, this is the 32nd webinar. So I really appreciate and congratulate the organizers who have done this, that is for quality, that is 32 webinars. So it's really wonderful. Friends, now just permit me, that is I will share you the PowerPoint slides. Oh, can you view my slides, please?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's been so.
Yes, sir.
So that is why the new education policy has come, that is everybody, that is we know, that is as on date, the gross enrollment rate that is in India is 27%. And India, that is we want the gross enrollment ratio to be 50% in another few years. And on the other side, that is for the past few years, industry has been telling there is a wide gap between the academics and the industry. They feel that is only 18% of the students who are coming from the academics, they can be directly employed in the industry. And for all the other students, that is, they are in a position to train them for few years, then only they can placed in the industries. So this being the case, that is, unless something that is given to the students, that is, unless the quality of education improves, blended with few other skills, it may not be possible to improve the industries. So keeping in that in mind, that is the new education policy, after a long gap, that is, it has been introduced in India, that is in 2020. And whether it is the older policy or the newer policy, as IQAC, we are in a position to continuously work on it. And that is our motto, is to improve the quality of education in India so that quality people, that is, they go out. So either they can serve in India, and as a global citizen, they can even go out of India and they can excel in their positions. So friends, till now, that is when we talk about IQAC, so immediately that is the NAC, it comes into the picture. That is, after the first cycle, it is mandatory that each and every institute has to, that is the IQAC is to be in place, and periodical meetings are to be held, and the minutes of the meetings has to be in their website. So keeping NAC into consideration, we worked all these days, and especially that is more focus has been given to the curricular aspects, teaching, learning and evaluation, research, innovation and extension, infrastructure and learning resources, student support and progression, governance, leadership and management, then institutional values and best practices. So in these criteria, that is, we worked, and in particular, that is in the curricular aspects, that is whether we met the local, national and the global needs, whether the curriculum is suitable for that, and what percentage of syllabus has been modified, that is to suit that, and whether we have followed the CBCS, and whether how many courses, new courses has been introduced, and whether all the introduced courses are relevant for employment or entrepreneurship development or skill development. And of course, that is what are all the value additions we make in the curriculum, and what feedback we have from all the stakeholders. With respect to teaching, learning, evaluation, we bother about the student admission, the number of faculty present in the institute, the student-teacher ratio, then that is the what is the pass percentage, then what that is teaching methods we adopt, and what training that is we give. So that mattered. And in research, innovation and extension, that is how many papers have been published, how many research scholars, and how much fund that is we got from the funding agencies, and how many extension activities we did, how we have concentrated on IPR, skill development, and entrepreneurship activities. All those things we concentrate. Then with respect to infrastructure and learning resources, that is the basic infrastructure and about the library and the other things, resources we concentrated. Then of course in the student support, that is with respect to the scholarship, friendships, and how they have been facilitated to go to their higher studies or that is to gain the employment, all those things. Then governance, leadership, management, IQAC has been placed in this criterion, and that is how it has been governed, and the capacity building exercises for the teachers and all those things we dealt here, and the institutional values and best practices, that is the gender parity, how we concern about the environment, what best practices we have, all those things, that is we concentrate. Yes, of course, of late, that is the AQAR has been modified in such a way. Earlier, we used to submit, that is every year, IQAC has to submit the annual quality assurance cell report to NAC, and earlier we used to give only the data. Now, the AQAR has been modified in such a way that, so all the details, that is what we have given in the SSR, self-study report, a similar report has to be given in the AQAR. And further, they have given the benchmark for each and every criteria, on each and every parameter, what should be the benchmark. And if we have performed, that is to what extent we have to perform. And accordingly, that is based on the performance, how much marks that is you will get. So like that, that is the benchmark has been given for all the criteria and parameters, and we have followed in that. Having introduced the new education policy, that is how, that is we should equip ourselves, how should, that is we should make ourselves so that we can satisfy, that is the criteria under the new education policy. So if we see, that is criteria by criteria, so if we see the curriculum, what one has to bother is, that is as per the new education policy, a 4-year honors degree program has been introduced. That is, instead of the conventional BA, BCom, BSc, BBA and the other degrees, the 3-year degree, it has been converted into a 4-year honors degree. Earlier, we used to have the honors degree, that is students who got, that is who are in the distinction level and who can able to study a few papers on their own. That is, we used to give the honors degree, but slowly it faded away. And now that is once again the 4-year program has been introduced. That is either with honors or honors with research. So IQAC has to focus on it. And that is not only the 4 years degree, that is there will be multiple entry and exit options for those who wish to leave the course in the middle. In the sense, that is, a student need not study continuously. He can leave at the end of the first year. When he leaves in the end of the first year, he can get a certificate. Then he can leave in the second year, so getting a diploma. Third year, that is the usual degree. And 4 years, if he completes, he gets a honors degree. Likewise, not only exiting, but he can make an entry after first year. That is, he can get a certificate. He can go for an employment. Then once again, he can come back for the second year after 1 or 2 years. So similarly, that is, he can make entry into all the years. So that is, multiple entry and exit options have been given to the students. So that is, for that, that is, we should concentrate, and that is, we should prepare something for that. And not only that, the third one is the academic bank of credits. Wherever he goes, whatever he learns, that is, he can earn the credits, and it can be stored in the academic bank of credits. So these things, that is, in the current system, that is, when the NAC demands, that is, the horizontal and vertical mobility, automatically, that is, these things, it can satisfy them. And students are permitted to move across the disciplines. So from one discipline to another discipline, from humanities, they were permitted to go to engineering. From engineering, he can go to science. That is, he can move from one discipline to the other discipline. And not only that, he is having choice. That is, he can do his course either in the offline mode, or he can do it in the online mode also. So then, that is, the Indian knowledge system is emphasized in this policy, and they have introduced, that is, they have draw a curriculum, that is a regulation, that is the National Curriculum and Credit Framework. That is how it should look. That is, normally, that is 40 credits per year. That is there in the Curriculum and Credit Framework, and we will see in detail in the subsequent slides. Further, that is what they insisted is a multidisciplinary education. See, this multidisciplinary education, what it makes is, it breaks the differences between the disciplines. It facilitates a flexible curricular structure. And many industries, really, they like it. That is, they look for graduates with sound knowledge of different disciplines. Say, if a person, that is a purchase manager, let us take. So if he is there in an industry, so he will make the purchase. So if he purchases, that is for a production department, then automatically, that is, he should have a knowledge on materials or the chemicals or the other things. So naturally, that is, as a purchase manager, he should have a sound knowledge in the management, that is in the MBA programs like that. And as a material science, he wants to know, he has to do some engineering. So like that, the industry prefers, that is, people with multidisciplinary knowledge. And not only that, seeing that, that is, seeing the market demand, many students also aspire, that is, to acquire multiple skills, and they want to develop, into a well-rounded individuals. And introducing this multidisciplinary education, what happens is, the research opportunities gets enhanced, so that more inventions can be brought in. Then, that is, by doing this, there is a chance for the, that is, we can curtail the dropout rate, and simultaneously the gross enrollment ratio can get improved. Then it will also help to choose discipline specific specializations. That is, the students can select, that is, what he wants to learn. So he can select an industry. So what is the requirement of that industry? That is, he can break up into different disciplines. As per that, that is, in that discipline, that is, in a particular discipline also, specifically what he wants, that is, he can choose and he can learn. So that is, this way, that is the policy, that is this current new education policy, that is, it is making the changes. So as an IQAC, that is what we are supposed to do, that is, if we become a multidisciplinary educational institution, and if we provide, that is, this multiple entry exit options and the research in that is involving many disciplines and all, till now, that is, we would have the institution's vision and mission that is focusing the old policy. Now, that is, we should delineate the vision or the plan of the institution to transform itself into a holistic, multidisciplinary institution. So we may relook into the vision of the institution, and accordingly, we may have to change the mission of the institution. If it is already there, it is well and good. Otherwise, we have to relook, and that has to be modified accordingly. Then we should delineate the institutional approach towards the integration of humanities and science with, that is, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM, and provide the details of the programs with combinations. Friends, that is as IQAC in the sense, not only the people who are sitting in the office, that is IQAC, we all belongs to IQAC. So it is everybody's business. All the heads of the departments, all the teachers, all the deans, that is it's everybody's business. So we should look into that. That is, while developing the curriculum, we should see, that is, whether all these elements are there. Say, that is, the curriculum framework, what it says in the first year, it should have 40 credits. Accordingly, that is second year, third year, and the final year, each and every year, that should, as IQAC, we should check, that is, they have 40 credits. In that 40 credits, there should be a fairly good integration. Of course, the core paper, that is, it should be 60%. And how we integrate the humanities and science, that is, with the other things. So that is, it should be uniformly distributed. We should see to that it gets uniformly distributed in every year. And after getting, that is, a student want to exit in the first year, that is, you should not learn only the preliminary things. It should be a nice blend. That is, it should have core subjects. It should have, that is, human values subject. And you should have something on environment. And the condition over here is, if you want to exit towards the end of the year, you should do a internship. That is a vocational education you should have. So unless he gets a credit that is from the vocational education or from the internship, he cannot exit, that is, he cannot get a certificate. So IQAC should see to that, that is, whether all these elements, that is, the humanistic approach has to be there, the human values are to be developed, and the environmental, that is, care, that is, it has to be there for all the students. So whether all these subjects are there, and that is with credits. So whether it is included in the syllabi, included in the curriculum, that is, it's IQAC's business to look into that. Then we should see whether the institution offer flexible and an innovative curriculum. Of course, all the courses should have a credits, including the projects and the internships. And there should be a community engagement course. There should be environmental education. There should be value-based towards the attainment of holistic and multidisciplinary education. That is, we can include yoga, we can include the other things, and we should give them opportunities are to be given to the students so that they can go and take online program also. So he can do the courses, that is, which are in the Swayam platform. From NPTEL, he can do the courses. So if we do the NPTEL, that is the credit transfers can be affected. So if the credits are to be transferred, whether what he has studied and the course that is, which is what it is there in our curriculum, it should match. So we should advise the departments. That is, you permit the students to do online courses, that is in these courses. The courses are to be identified. So that IQAC has to take care. Then what is the institutional plan? Offering a multidisciplinary flexible curriculum. So how the multiple entry can be made or multiple exit can be made. So we should streamline them, and for each and everything as an institute, we should have our own regulations, and it should be spelled out clearly, and before the admissions itself, it should be, it should be there in our website. Then that is out of this, if any good practices emerges out, yes, of course, that will be useful. So then the last criterion, we are supposed to give some new good practices so that whatever practice we do, that is, it will be useful, and that is, it will be followed in the other institutions also. Friends, that is, as IQAC, we are not, that is, we are not only for the NAC business. So ultimately, that is, we should improve the quality of the education. Now, being that is the NEP 20 is introduced only in 2020, still it gets implemented. The Ministry of Education is after this. So Ministry of Education, it operates through UGC, through AICTE, and through other agencies. And continuously, that is, people may know, that is, who are working in, that is IQAC, daily, that is, how many mails we used to get from UGC and AICTE and the other agencies with respect to the new education policy. That is, what practices you have adopted, and that is, what improvements you have made. That is, all those things, that is, we are in charge. That is, IQ has to report all those things. Now, recently, a portal has been introduced, that is, the UGC has developed a portal, that is UTSA portal, wherein, that is, they have 10 different parameters, and whatever developments we made in the institute, it has to be there in the UTSA portal, and day in and day out, that is, they say every 10th of every month, that is, every month, that is, before the 10th, that is, we should update that portal. So in that portal, whatever developments that is we make with respect to NEP, that has to be reported, and IQAC has to sincerely follow the developments taking place in the department, that is in the institution, and in each and every department, and that has to be posted over there. So coming next, that is the adoption of academic bank of credits. So once there is a flexibility, that is, students can exit and they can make multiple entry, in the sense, after completing the first year, that is, he can go to some other institute, he can do the second year over there, or through online, that is, he can finish some programs. So he can earn credits on its own, and whatever credits he earned, of course, that is, it has to be deposited in the academic bank of credits, so that under each name of the student, under his ID, whatever credit he earned by different means, it will be stored in the academic bank of credits. And whenever he likes, that is, if 40 credits gets over, he can redeem the credit and he can get a certificate. Or if he earns 80 credits, he can get a diploma. Or 120 credits means that is he can get a degree and so on. So every student has to get registered in the Academic Bank of Credit. So it is the IQAC has to work on it. So to work on the Academic Bank of Credits, initially as the higher education institute, the institute has to register on the ABC portal. And once it gets registered, that is, we should appoint a nodal person for that. Maybe the IQAC director or some other person, that is, we can put him as a nodal officer for the ABC portal. And once that we get registered into that, then that is we should onboard our students over there. So they should have a Academic Bank of Credit ID, ABC ID. So how to get it? So the entire education only that is IQAC can give. So we can interact with all the departments. So we should tell them what is meant by Academic Bank of Credit, how it functions, what the student has to do, what the department has to do, and what the controller of examination has to do after the completion of the exams, how to transfer to the, that is ABC, or to the NAD, that is. So all these things, that is the total education, that is, it is in the hands of IQAC. As IQAC, that is, we should give all that. So how to get a ABCI? That is, we should educate the students, if possible. That is that posters that is we can make, and we can, that is, get exhibited in all the departments. That is, the student has to register for an ABC ID. That is, he should have a DigiLocker account, and through the DigiLocker account, that is, he can able to get an ABC ID, and that ABC ID, it should be handed over to the mentor or to the concerned head of the department, wherein all these things, that is, it has to be transferred to the nodal officer, and he will work on it. That is, based on the inputs he is getting from the controller of examinations, that is, he should introduce this also. And not only getting registered as an institute, the ABC ID has to be there in all the examination forms. And that is, this can be made at the time of admission itself. So many opportunities are there. So whatever method we follow as IQAC, that is, we should streamline it. We should develop a regulation for it. And that is, we should see to that all the students are having ABC ID, and that is their mark sheets, their degree certificates, and the students who have already completed their degrees, all those things, that is, it is in place in the Academic Bank of Credit portal. So that is, that responsibility lies with the IQAC. Of course, that is with the help of a nodal officer, that is, we can able to do it. Then, of course, that is, we should see to that the institute, that is, we follow the National Higher Education Qualification Framework. So National Higher Education Qualification Framework, a regulation was developed by UGC. So it was circulated, and as per the NHEQF, that is, with respect to the different qualifications, what qualifications we can give. Say that is, once he enters the degree program, the 4-year degree program, that is in the first year, after the completion of the first year. So if he enters the first year, so he is in the 4.5 level. Before that, he has completed 4 levels, that is in the schooling. So first year, the level is 4.5. So after completing the first year, he is eligible to get, that is a graduate, that is a certificate in that particular, that is certificate in chemistry, certificate in physics, like that. A certificate, the nomenclature, it comes in the National Higher Education Quality Frame. When he goes to the second year, he will be in the level of 5. For level 5, that is what qualification that is we can give. Then third year, that is 5.5, and fourth year, it is 6. Likewise, when he enters the post-graduation, so if he completes a 4-year degree program, then for him, the master's program will be only 1 year. And that completes, that is the level 6. Suppose an engineering student, already that is, their period of study is 4 years. So after completing that is he can go for MTech. Then in the MTech, that is the first year means that is it will be in the level of 6.5. And if he completes the program, the level that is for MTech, the level will be 7. And of course, PhD, that is the level will be 8. So like this, that is for each and every level, if a student exit the program, that is what the qualification that is, it can be offered to him. And that is before getting out, that is he should do an internship, that is a vocational training, that is he has to get. So whether the regulation, that is the institutional regulation, is as per the National Higher Education Qualification Framework, that has to be checked and that has to be streamlined, and it should be in place. That IQAC has to develop, that is the regulation as per this. So all these aspects, that is, it comes in the criteria 1. And with respect to the criteria 2, that is in teaching, learning, and evaluation. So NEP 2020 speaks about innovative pedagogical practices. So innovative in the sense, mostly that is it prefers experiential learning. More number of experiments, more number of experiences. That is the vocational training or learning through internships. So that is in order to get the experiential learning in good sense. That is one more portal is there that is introduced by UGC, that is Professor of Practice. Now a regulation has been sent by the UGC with respect to this, that is persons from industry, that is they can be employed. Qualification is not mandatory. If they have a 15 years experience in the industry, and if they feel they are masters in that area, so we can appoint them as Professor of Practice, so that is whatever experience they have gained in the industry, so it can be blended with the curriculum and they can teach, that is they can be employed, so that students get more and more experiential learning. So that is for that is IQST has to concentrate. And the modern technology and lifelong learning has to be emphasized. Then through online, that is students ought to be given chances to learn through online. So through what online programs a student can learn. So it can be through apps or online modules. It can be satellite-based TV channels. So you can learn through online books or ICT-equipped libraries or through adult education centers. So the institute itself, So the institute can develop online courses, that is e-content can be developed. And if possible, that is, it can be placed in the Swayam portal, or that is Diksha portal, or that is, it can be in their own website, facilitating the students to learn. Once, that is, as soon as the class gets completed, the content can be posted in the, that is in the MOOCs platform or in the ERP platform of the institute, so that student can go through that, so he can learn multiple times, and which facilitates, that is, him to write the final exam and to get the earn the credits. So the quality of the content, how it has been utilized by the students, and all these things, that is different learning practices, are to be emphasized, and it should be continuously monitored by the IQAs. That is, of course, that is in the present era, that is, we are doing it. We are looking for experiential learning, participatory learning, and other things. But anyway, that is more emphasis ought to be given to the online courses and all, and we should see to that, that is, they are in place. Then, of course, that is the skill development, it should be in place. So as we discussed, that is, students can get skill, that is during their vocational training or during their internships, or that is the institute itself. We can have several, that is the skill development centers. That is the technical skills can be imparted in that way. And the soft skills, that is, which include the ethics, constitutional and universal human values, then that is the non-violence, the scientific temper, citizenship values. So these ought to be there in the curriculum, and we should see to that, yes, they are in place, that is in the curriculum. Then they should have some credits also. And that is the skilling can be through online also. So that is, all these facilities ought to be made to the students. So that is, we should think in those lines, and we should implement, that is, all these aspects. Then coming to the research, innovation and extension. So till now, research was there. So research in the sense we talked about only the research carried out by the faculty members. But in this NEP 2020, that is, student research is emphasized. So students research, to emphasize this, they say that is, there should be a research and development. So as we do, that is, we see to that, that is, the mandatory, the statutory cells are there in the institute. Along with that, that is, we should establish a cell, that is the research and development cell. That cell, it acts as a hub for strategic partnerships, collaborations, sponsored research, new knowledge generation. So the activities related to IPR, that is how to write a patent, how to, that is, get registered in the patent office. Then once the patent is granted, that is how to commercialize it. Then that is the venture capitals. Then whatever research we do, so it should go in the form of a product. And in the form of a product means sufficient number of startups has to be there. And the institute should have a incubation center. And once that is, the startup is there, incubator, and after the incubation, so that student he has to go as an entrepreneur. So translation of research into the products, that has to be concentrated more. And here the student research is facilitated. So he has to do some research. He should come out with ideas. So right from the ideation stage itself. So what are all the ideas? And that should be mentors to translate those ideas into startups, and several startups ought to be there. So we should interact with the agencies, that is the MSME and the other agencies, that is who encourage the startups, and the incubation center, it should be in place, and that is the entrepreneurship development, that is the activities relating to that ought to be there in the institute. All these things, that is IQAC has to take care, and we should see to that, that is without any hurdles, all this process, it goes smoothly, and that has to be taken care of. So not only the publication matters. So publication comes mainly from the teachers. So along with that, this time that is they emphasize, that is books, writing books also. So one faculty has to write one book in each semester. So per year that we are supposed to write 2 books and publish 2 papers. And we are supposed to attend, that is conferences. And not only conferences, that is we should become, that is professional members, that is the membership in professional bodies. All these things, that is it is related to the research innovation, and sufficient number of extension activities has to be involved. That is in that extension activity, that is the skill development will be enhanced. And in the PhD program, that is they insist all the staff members are supposed to be PhD holders, and each guide has to produce 1 PhD candidate per year. That is the number of students produced, that is the PhD degree student produced by each teacher, it should be 1. So all these things, all these benchmarks, since it has been given by the NAC and the other agencies, so IQAC, that is they may have tough situations, and that is no other go, that is we should see to that, that is we achieve all these things. Then lot of importance has been given to the digital empowerment. So digitalization, that is one, that is education through ODL. So that is through this, that is we can attract as many students, that is from other states and international learners. And of course, that is we can participate in the Swayam portal. And if not, that is we can have our own, that is ERP things. And all these things we should delineate the possibilities of offering vocational courses through online mode in the institution. The policy should be specific. We should make sure that is it is there, or that is we are going to send the students to the industries, or we have our own skill development centers. They will be imparted skill through those centers. Those things has to be specified. And that is provide the details about the institutional efforts towards the blended learning. And if any good practices are there, that is of course, yes, we can take it. Then of course there is infrastructure and learning resources. So mostly that is IQAC, that is hands are tied in this respect. That is infrastructure. As more and more multidisciplinary courses are introduced, then automatically students from different disciplines will come to the departments. So it may demand more classrooms and laboratories. So those infrastructures or should be made available. And that is the different disciplines, that is in the same subject we may have different specific disciplines, and for that, that is the laboratories and the classrooms are required. And for learning, that is till now, that is NAC has been asking, that is how much we have spent for the libraries and all. Now this time and all, that is in the AQAR, that is they have asked, so what percentage of the turnover you are spending, that is what percentage, they are asking in terms of percentage. So that is that much thing that is we have to spend for the development of the libraries, and that is particular, that is new learning resources are to be developed. Yes, of course. So these things, that is, it comes to the head of the IQAs. Then of course that is student support and progression. There should be a mechanism which is to be made available for the students to support learning and the career planning. That is, whether we have a placement cell. Placement cell means how it works, how it facilitates the students, how it nurtures the skills of the students. Then that is whether they have been supported to participate in sports, culture, NSS, NCC, yoga, YRC. That is, all these activities, they should have some credits. So without credits, that is, it will be an extra burdens to the students. So whatever he does, a credit has to be there. The credit has to be there means there should be an evaluation. So the evaluations ought to be streamlined, the participation has to be streamlined. So then only that is credits can be given, and that is one can get that. Then value-added educations and skill enhancement courses. Of course, that is, we should support whatever way it is possible, that is possible to enhance, that is that is to produce good quality students. Then coming to the governance, leadership, and management. Here, that is, the institutional autonomy has been emphasized about better quality and excellence. So that is henceforth, they say that is universities will be of two types, that is institutions will be of two types. One is research intensive, the other one is teaching intensive. And there will not be any affiliation systems. So naturally, we should fall either as an university, we will be research intensive. So all those, whatever parameters that is which link that, we should strengthen them. And that is, there will be a common entrance exam. So that's what that is UGC is insisting. So it can be through a common entrance exam that is specified by UGC, or students has to be admitted, that is with our own, that is the institution can have an entrance exam and ask them to write, and the central entrance exam, it will be conducted by NT. Then that is higher education institutions should have adequate faculty members commensurate with it is with the number of students enrolled. So we all know that is the student faculty ratio. It should be well below, that is 1:20. So then only that is mentoring is possible. And the other thing is that is the capacity building program. Of late, that is in the area of computer science. Many courses suddenly that is, they are getting boom and they are getting introduced into the curriculum. Say artificial intelligence, machine learning, then deep learning, cloud computing, so data mining, that is all those things. So many courses suddenly that is, they have been introduced into the curriculum. Yes, of course, there is more number of students also opt for that program. That is in the recent, that is engineering counseling, more than 45% of the students, they have taken the computer related courses. But we don't know that is whether all the institutes, whether we are equipped with enough faculty members who are, that is, who are capable of teaching them to the students. So as soon as the program is introduced, IQAC, they have to see what are all the new courses introduced. So what training has been given to the faculty members? If not, how the training can be imparted? And that is before the entry of the students, at least for the first year programs, the faculty members ought to be equipped. And in subsequently, that is for the second year, third year, and the final year programs, that is the capacity development has to be there for the faculty members. That has to be properly organized. Of course, it will be affected through the HRDC or CHRD. Anyway, that is, it is the duty of the IQAC to see to that, that is the faculty development programs, it is in place in the organization. And all the faculty members, they go through that before teaching, that is before entering the class for a new subject. And these training programs ought to be conducted, and we should see to that all these programs are conducted in the institute. Then, of course, institutional values and the best practices. So these things that is same as the original, that is the NAC requirements, that is the gender equity. Then that is along with the gender equity, women development cells. Then that is for the environment, that is what we contribute. How to eradicate the solid waste, how to nullify the liquid wastes, and how to do rainwater harvesting, and the other things. And of course, that is in all the previous slides. Towards the end, we have mentioned the good practices arising out of each and everything. So of course, we should have some best practices, and the uniqueness of the institute has to be clearly spelled out. It should be identified first. Then only that is, it can be spelled out, and we should be able to do it. Then the Indian knowledge system was introduced, that is this year in the new education policy. Friends, we all know that is, if we want an employment in other countries, so we should familiar with those languages. So if we want to get placement in Japan, we should know Japanese. Likewise, in China and Taiwan, we should know Mandarin. So Germany, we should know the German language. And even for English, that is, we should write TOEFL and GIA, that is the other IELTS like that. That is the knowledge. So it means that is the local language is understood, or the subject is understood in the local language. So that is, the students can understand better. So that if they know the subject, it can be translated to anything. So accordingly, that is Indian knowledge system. They say that is, you should have courses in the local language. So they can read, they can write their exams also in the local language. Sufficient number of books ought to be made, so that it will be made available to the students, so that they can utilize the books. And the traditional knowledge, that is the Indian language, the other Indian languages, then Indian ancient traditional knowledge like yoga, it has to be practiced. Then Indian arts has to be practiced. Indian culture and traditions ought to be maintained. So everything that is, we should have a safe place to place them, and it should be in the curriculum also. So once again, that is IQAC has to look into the curriculum like that. So equitable and inclusive education. There should be there is a stress on the improvement of girls' enrollment in the higher educational institutions. So that is the gender parity. Then capacity to provide equitable quality education for all the girls as well as the transgender students. Then for the that is socio-economically disadvantaged groups. So that is what plan the institution is having to enhance all these things. Yeah, that regulation has to be developed. Then collaboration between Indian and foreign higher education institutions. So we have been permitted to start, that is twinning programs, joint and dual degree programs, that is with the other, that is the foreign universities. So in doing so, the memorandum of understanding has to be clear, and the courses, that is what they have and what we have, it should match, so that the credit gained by the student while he is doing the program in the foreign universities, that can be safely transferred to our university, and finally there will not be any hurdle in getting a degree. Then whether our institution has collaboration for research with foreign HEIs, whether the research papers has been published, whether the collaboration has led to any kind of investment by the foreign higher education institutions, the number of patents, IPR and incubations possible out of this, then that is the internships, project works. So all these questions ought to be answered by IQAC. So while entering into an agreement with the multinationals, so we should explore the possibility of getting all these things into consideration. Then there should be a alumni connect. So alumni connect in the sense that is we should have a alumni meet. Sorry, that is the alumni office, that is we should have alumni cell. So how many people have been enrolled, and that is what contribution, that is both financially and non-financially, that is how they contribute, how the institute engages them. And finally, that is whatever education we give, it should be outcome-based education. So the institutional initiatives to transform the curriculum towards outcome-based education, that has to be looked into. So that is how we measure. For each and every course, the outcomes ought to be measured. So that is outcome, that it has to be specified, and it should be that is quantitatively measured. So IQAC has to see to that, that is there should be a mechanism to measure the outcome-based education. And of course, that is we should see to that, that is when the student goes out, that is either he should get a skill, or that is he should become an entrepreneur, or that is whatever he likes, that is he should be able to achieve it. Yes, that is many more that is we can discuss and do the things. Hope that is I would like to finish off at this juncture. So any interactions has to be there, it is I welcome you to do this.
Thank you, sir. The key address on IQAC in the new education policy era was comprehensive and well structured, effectively covering essential facets such as teaching, learning, evaluation that should focus on practice-based learning, skill enhancement, value-based education, research and digital development. You gave us a very brief insights on all these aspects, sir. The discussion provided us with a clear explanations on the convergence of IQAC and NEB. Additionally, your inclusive language and effective time management also contributed to the even more impactful presentation. Thank you, sir, for gracing us with your presence and offering valuable insights on this crucial subject today. Now, let's open this platform for questions and interactions from the participants. If there is any questions, please unmute yourself and you can pose the questions to the guest.
Good morning, sir. This is Sendil from Arvada Institute of Technology, the IQC coordinator here. Knowing your profile, you have been a teacher and head of the institute and now the administrative head, the registrar of an university. Please brief us how an IQC coordinator or any other faculty member could manage the academics and academic administration, sir. How could they give both the roles as an academician as well as an administrator?
Yeah, that is the part and parcel of the system. That is academics. That is, as we grow in the hierarchy, normal, that is, let me put it like this. So for a fresh teacher to go to the class, initially for 1 hour, if he wants to take the class, minimum 3 hours he has to prepare. And as he get experienced, so semester after semester, and if it goes like that, now what happens slowly, that is, he gains confidence in the subject. So in the first year, that is, he would have prepared notes for that. Second year, he will fine tune it. And third year, he will come out the same subject, that is a book out of that. And if he gains confidence, the preparation time automatically it decreases, and he will be slowly becoming a master in that particular subject. So in that particular time, that is the administration, it should be practiced, that is simultaneously. That's it. Wherever leniency is to be there, yes, we should be lenient. And wherever that is the strict norms has to be, that is followed, that is we should follow it. Yes, as you said, that is academician becoming administrated is a bit difficult, but by practice, that is slowly you can get into that. That is, some hurdles will be there. That is, of course, it can be overcome, that is in the days.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Sir, could you hear me, sir?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, we can hear.
This is Dr. Murugan from School of Arts and Science, AV Campus, Chennai. So my question is regarding the new economic policy. The programs like Become Honors, they are coming for 4 years. And nowadays, the PG programs across, in my observation, the grades for PG programs are coming down. So that is the basis for school education, that is going for B.Ed and also for higher education. The number of PG enrollment nowadays are coming down. So will it affect the new economic policy? What is going to the new economic policy? How it is going to help for enriching post graduation, since it's the bridge for higher education and also for school education. So what is your opinion in this regard?
So as far my opinion is concerned, yes, after 3 years, that is, he can get an exit, he can earn a degree. So the present status has been safeguarded. But in addition to that, that is the 4th year, if you see the curriculum framework, mostly that is, it is blended with, that is research or internship or project. So he can do that. He can get additional experience. Even he can join an industry and get those experiences, and that can be converted into credit, and he can earn a honors degree also. As you said, that is what, for what purpose we do the education is, after completing a program, either we should get employed or we should become an entrepreneur, or if we are interested to go to the higher studies, yes, we may go. So if the interest falls, that is to become an entrepreneur or to become an employment, that is, it is well and good. That is, the student goes. And once he gets employed and he worked for 2 or 3 years, once again, he can come back to the education. So you want to get a PG degree means 1 year, that is, he can do the PG program in any institute, in any nearby institute to his workplace, and he can earn a PG degree. PG degree means, that is depending what specialization he wants. It doesn't mean he should study only commerce. If its workplace demands some other specialization, he can do the PG program over there and he can earn the degrees and it will be advantageous to him.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I'm Dr. Surendran, and I'm having one question, sir. So, like, sir, you have published like more than 19 publications and patents, and mobilized more than 2 projects, and given more number of seminars and etc. And most of the faculties feeling like they are stuck in the academic work, and they feel that they can't able to do the research. And kindly say that how academic and research is most important for each and every faculty.
See, they are the like two eyes.
Yes.
That is, it doesn't mean that we can concentrate in only on one eye. That is, academicians, that is, academic should be one eye, research should be the other eye.
Yes.
Hope that it is the mindset of the teachers. If he is having a strong willingness to do
Yes.
research and academics together, yes, he can do it. It's only that is the willingness that matters.
Yes.
Yeah. So to begin with, that is in my career also, that is directly, that is I was placed as a manager. So all these days, research and academics, I never segregated it.
Yes.
So after coming from during the industry period also, that is I used to take classes for that is a few colleges. And that is both are that if you have a willingness, it is possible. That's what that is I feel.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Dr. A. Vijay Kumar. Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, you are audible.
Sir, this is Dr. Vijay Kumar, sir, Head of the Department of Computer Science from School of Arts and Science. Sir, it's a really very good explanation, sir. Thank you, sir, for the eye-opening session. So my humble question is, how should we involve the students in the R&D, sir?
Yeah. So how to involve them is now that is usually that is if I am right, how it goes is whatever he wants to learn in the degree program, everything it is available online.
Yes, sir.
So before entering the class, more than the teacher, the student is going through all that is what it is taking place in today's class. He will go through the website, he will collect, he will see the books, he will read, and he come prepared to the class itself.
Yes, sir.
But that is the teacher may have some commitments, but the student doesn't have a commitment. He goes through all the things and he comes to the class and he looks, that is what extra he could gain. Of course, the percentage of the students will be less. That is, I agree with you. Yes, so sir. The students that is who are the percentage is the students who are the proactive, that is they will know what is there in the theory and all. They would like to have something more. So that drives, that is if we involve the research component also in that particular classes, that is definitely they will be interested and they may have a curiosity to do and do that and see that. So that is the experiential learning. So the out of curiosity, that one that is, we should harvest it and they will be fond of doing research and that is, they may come up.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions from participants?
Any other questions?
Madhu, let's conclude. Ask Basa sir to
Shall we wind up,
give
sir?
a what of the yeah. And before that, participants are requested to fill their feedback, which is shared in the chat box. Thank you, sir.
So, as we draw the curtains on this intellectual feast, I invite Dr. Amit Basha, Professor and Head of Chemistry, to extend the vote of thanks.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, and all. Gratitude is the kindest form of courtesy. I, on behalf of SAS, AV Campus, VMRF, pay mere reverence to our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. A.S. Ganesan, Honorable Madam Chancellor, Dr. Anuradha Ganesan, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. P.K. Sudhir, Honorable Pro Chancellor, Dr. S. Sharavanan, and Honorable Registrar, Dr. Nagappan, committed such an event so generously. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, madam. I deem it a great privilege to show my deepest gratification to our esteemed director, School of Arts and Science, Dr. Nazima ma'am. Thank you, madam. At the outset, I would like to express my profound gratitude to our director, IQAC, VMRF, Dr. P. Nanashega sir, for his constant and meticulous guidance in conducting this program. Thank you, sir. I would like to express my insightful gratitude to the expert speaker, Professor Dr. S. Ravi, Registrar, Karpagam Academy of Higher Education, Coimbatore, given a wonderful informative webinar on IQAC in New Education Policy Era. Thank you, sir. I so thanks to every participant who brought involvement in this webinar. Our sincere thanks to principals, directors, senior professors, head of the departments, and faculty members of AV Campus and other institutes of VMRFDU. A huge thank you to everyone.
Sir, Registrar sir, thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, one and
Thank
all.
you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now we can.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.